guests are actually our incoming sabbatical officers, Louise and Kam. So we're going to get them in one at a time, and we're going to talk to them about what they're getting up to during lockdown, how they're stress relieving or relaxing, and hopefully get some tips for you. And feel free to share your own tips while we're doing this. You can jump in the comments or post us, tag us in something later, and we're just trying to share one network of all the things that we can do to relax. So we're going to start by getting Louise in, if I can. So far, so good. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's been a busy morning. To-do lists have been trying to get through those. It's just like a to-do list, just trying to get through everything in a day. Helps to plan things out a little bit.
Oh no,
Um,
I do those. I make. Do I have one next to me? I do like an hour by hour
oh
schedule
wow.
of my day.
So
I
really
also
busy
put
time
lunch
schedule for
in.
you.
Yeah, I actually keep to it. Lunch. Okay, I missed lunch today, but I'm gonna have lunch after this. I
Yes,
say that
good.
my mum's
And
making me lunch as we speak. She's very kind.
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, today we're going to be talking about decompressing and stuff like that and what we do to relax. But before we get onto that, we're going to talk a little. So obviously, you're our incoming president of the SU. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, it still doesn't feel real, but I'm very excited to kind of take the reins. I'm very excited. It's a good feeling.
Nice. Do you want to remind some of us what some of the things on your manifesto were? What you're hoping to get up to in the next year while you're in office?
Oh, there's so many things
Nothing
on
no
our
pressure.
manifesto. I actually looked at the other day. I was looking at the memes we made. So obviously tackling food prices and trying to make them more stable so people can actually buy food on campus. If you're
Yeah.
anything like me and Cam, we eat all the time, like non-stop. And there was money being burnt in our pockets because we were just spending money on food because we were doing long hours at uni and like
I hear
finding
that.
that we get hungry and then we want more food and we buy more food even if we bought in lunch. We obviously want to talk about more putting things that represent us in more, so like different cultural events. Obviously I am a massive advocate of a Black History Month and I'm really excited to see that happening, but also
Awesome.
stuff like volunteering and RAG, which is very close to Cam's heart, and putting more stuff in place for that. But
Sounds
Cam
like
can
we've got a
do
busy year planned
month
then.
and very busy plan. Like I've already started looking at things to do in the courtyard. I found some really nice stuff to do with the green team for print making. So all stuff to keep in mind for when we start next year.
That sounds really good and really exciting. I'll be really happy to kind of keep an eye on things.
Oh yeah, you'll be keeping an eye.
Regularly.
I'll be sending you regular emails and
I'm not
photos.
gonna let go. I'm gonna be like hanging on with my fingernails, like no.
And you just see me doing something and you'll be calling like, no, please don't do this.
Thank you for that. Thank you for reminding us. Yeah. So moving on to what we're talking about today, so decompressing. So obviously you're in third year, fine art, lots of work, very stressful, and it can be really hard to work at home with like trying to work with the things that are around you. Have you been finding that?
Um, I've been finding it like I'm quite a positive person, so I've been pretty good, and I think I'm very lucky. I'm like my parents have literally let me take over like most of our house. They've let me build a dark room in the attic. They've let me nail and like stuff into the ceiling and make quite big holes in our house and our structure. They're like, yeah, it's fine. If it's for your degree, it's okay. So I've been
Right.
quite lucky, but really busy. Like today, I've been documenting all my work, and that's quite an overwhelming feeling because everything I think I had it imagined as has changed. But I
Yeah.
just try to be positive and know that this is part of someone's plan, and this is teaching me resilience training, and that in a couple of years I can brag about how I've managed to do that. Oh yeah, my parents are amazing. They're currently cooking me dinner. Like they've
Very
been
nice.
doing so much extra work for me. It's been great.
That's really good. It's really nice to know that you've got the support and that you're like staying positive. I think that really helps in terms of getting things done. It helps to kind of stay on top of things by having a positive outlook. So
Yeah.
with all of that, obviously, that's a lot of work. So what do you do to relax? How do you like decompress? What do you listen to? What do you get up to?
Oh, okay. So the main thing I do is obviously I'm a big Netflix person. I love TV. I've been watching Killing Eve, which I've managed to watch the whole 3 seasons in about a week, and I've been watching Skins. I play. I wouldn't say it's a video game. I play a lot of Sims. My friends find quite funny because I made all my friends in Sims and downloaded an expansion pack, so like we could graduate uni together, which sounds really sad, but it was really nice because I was like decorating all our rooms and stuff. And that's kind of what I do. And I talk to friends, definitely. Me and my friends have been doing like pub quizzes, which have been really good, and like organizing family quizzes and trying to get like all my family who are like, some of them are like 80 on Zoom to do quizzes it's been fun. It's been fun watching them try to do Zoom, but it's been really good. Like, I think the best thing is being at home with my parents and like being able to like keep in contact with them. I think that's made everything a bit easier and really good to decompress.
So it sounds like that staying connected for you is a big thing in helping you kind of stay grounded and stay calm and relaxed about things, like having the people around you to talk to.
Oh yeah, like if anyone that knows me, I just talk for England as a general rule. So being able to like talk to people on FaceTime and stuff has been like a massive help. Like even when like I'm getting stuck with my uni work, I called my friends yesterday and was like FaceTiming them, like getting them to help me with my work, which is like really nice to feel so connected to like the people that I'm like share uni with and stuff. It's really good.
That's really awesome. So we know what helps you stay grounded. So how about what kind of music do you listen to kind of help you relax? You know, like everyone has that music that they listen to in the background. So for example, like day to day working in the SU, I think I kind of just sit at my laptop and play like lounge music in the background. You know, that like standard music everyone listens to, like elevator music and stuff. Because it's
Oh
just something to break the silence. And
yeah.
I really like jazz and chill hop.
I'm trying to think what I listen to that isn't embarrassing to tell everyone, because I tend to listen to, actually on Spotify, the revision ballad playlist. So when I'm trying to concentrate, it's just really good. It's got a bit like Kelly Clarkson, a bit of like Jennifer Hudson on. And it's just got some good things you can kind of like sing along, murmur to, and still kind of focus and do work. And I do love a good musical playlist and like
Oh,
anything
good shout.
cheesy pop. I've been listening to a lot of McFly at the moment and stuff like that, and that's actually been really helpful because it's like music I can sing and murmur to, and I can still like concentrate. I've been doing a lot of sewing, so it's been good listening to that.
I think that's something that Stella and I have been doing as well. So Stella really enjoys listening to like musical playlists. And I
Oh,
think we both forget that we're around each other. So we'll be there kind of thinking that we're alone, like singing our hearts out. And I can't sing. Stella knows I can't sing. But you know, you forget sometimes and you're kind of just singing for feel good. So I think from that, you were saying, so you listen to a lot of like feel good music, stuff that you can sing along to, stuff that kind of like lift your spirits, essentially.
oh yeah, things that I can sing along to. I've been listening again, like McFly and a lot of Kelly Clarkson, like this week. And my dad would just come down, and he's like, "Really, again?" And I'll be like belting my heart out to like Breakaway or Piece by Piece, like literally like singing. And then he's like, "We can all hear you." I'm like, I'm sorry in advance because I cannot sing. I don't know what a note is. If I try and hit a note, I hit everything on the drum kit. Like there's no. But
It's all right. You're not alone.
it feels good. It feels good to sing and like makes like it just feels calming, even if it's
Yeah.
not calming for the people around you.
And do you find that kind of helps balance out like the relaxing and the work? Because obviously it's really important to get the balance of both of them, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's super important to like balance everything. I find it easy like to balance by like making myself a very set, clear routine of like what hours I'll work and what hours are like off hours. So
Yeah.
like I'll wake up at 7, by 7:30 I'm doing uni work, 12 to 1 I eat, and then 1 till 6 I work, and then I'll rest in the evening. Like that's clear what I'm gonna do. Sometimes I overrun and do too much work, but it's still clear what my boundaries are, and I think that really helps me like with the balance of everything at the moment.
I think that sounds like a plan. So if you were to give a tip to someone who perhaps wasn't finding it as easy to find the balance between working and finding that time to relax, what's like one tip that you would give to someone?
I think definitely like make a clear plan of what hours and like what time is like your time to like unwind and like actually take a step out, and what is your time to like, okay, now I'm gonna focus, I'm not gonna look at Instagram, I'm just gonna like do what I need to do, like, and like write a list. Like, I love a good to-do list. If I've got 8 things I need to do today, write them in priority and like get them done. I often start with like the easiest thing, and then you feel like you've accomplished something, and then you can like get the ball rolling.
Definitely. I definitely do that as well. I think I agree with you completely that you make the list and you kind of get the easiest ones out of the way to kind of get you in the mood for work. So like one of the things on my to-do list today was like just putting some meetings in the calendar, which is a really easy thing to do, but it kind of just gets you in that mind frame for work. So that's really good. Thank you for that.
That's all right. It took me a while to work it out.
How are you feeling? So you've got your deadlines coming up soon.
Yeah, I've got. Thanks for reminding. I've got them in 2 weeks. On the 14th of May, we hand in, which I feel very weird about, because I think it's something I've been working towards for like 3-4 years. I did my foundation here. This was like meant to be that big year. You take photos, you have the like little video of you making your degree show. So it's like really weird that I'm like doing it all from home. But I've decided I'm gonna make my own little video of me setting up my own degree show and make it. But I think it's weird. I think it's this idea of ending education and what you do afterwards. So as anyone knows what I'm like, I've already put in courses and things to go in to do afterwards.
Keeping you busy.
Keeping me busy, because there's like a month between, kind of a month and a bit between like our takeover when we become sabbatical officers. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do some things. Like, I've looked at the careers page, AUB Advantage, so I've got some good tips up there. I'm doing a little Adobe course if anyone is in 3rd year and wants to learn how to do Photoshop and other things. I would hit that up. It's a good opportunity.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing all of your tips, and best of luck with your deadline. I think you're going to do great. You're going to smash it.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Right, thank you. I think, so now we're going to try and get Kam in. So thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you, Lou. All right, so now we're going to try and get Kam in, who's going to talk to us about what she does to kind of help her relax and stay calm and just make sure that she's taking a break. Also on the same course as Louise as well. Obviously fine art, just like smashing it this year, aren't they? But yeah, we'll just wait for Kam to send in a request to join, and then we should be able to, there we go. Watch it not work. Oh, fingers crossed. Come on, please.
Hi.
Hi, Kam.
How are you?
How you doing? I'm good. You know, keeping well, staying happy, eating everything in the cupboards. You know, I think
that's what we do. That's what we do.
Honestly, I can't decide like what's worse. The fact that I can just have a ridiculous amount of tea throughout the day, or if because I'm in such close proximity to my cupboards all day. Yeah, there you go. Like,
yeah, no, honestly, like I've been eating so much. It's terrible. It's so bad.
I'm embracing it.
Embracing it.
So yeah, obviously you're our incoming vice president. Ooh,
that's
how you feeling about that?
Yeah, sometimes I kind of just forget that that's a thing, and then I realize that, oh my god, I just feel really lucky to be doing this. Honestly, it's like a dream. You know, I'm that like kind of person that sets a whole life out, and I kind of have everything in order. So you know, this has been definitely a step.
Awesome. I think it's really good, and I think, like you say, it's kind of like you say, it hasn't really sunk in yet. And I think it's because obviously you haven't finished your course yet, you haven't handed in, and I think there's like usual, like, you know, you have one thing at a time, and then you try and process it to make sure that you can, you know, spend all your time effectively planning.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like a good way of doing things.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I mean, like doing my degree during this time of just weirdness, I think for everyone is just weird right now, and you know, having things like this live stream every week is kind of like comforting.
Yeah,
because people know that they're not alone and they're not the only person going through like a really bad time, and you know, everyone's kind of going through the same things.
Yeah. All in the same boat, swimming in the same sea.
For sure.
So do you want to remind us of some of the things that you're hoping to do when you're in role next year?
Yeah, so I am really passionate about like including more international students and just students who, like myself, have, you know, moved to the UK from a young age and they want to embrace their culture in any way possible. You know, I just give them that opportunity. So international students and students who have migrated, I don't know how to say it, but I just want there to be like more of a cultural diversity like shown in university, because there are so many people from all over the world, and I feel like it's just such a shame for that to just be, you know, hidden away. So I just want people to feel like they're being involved, and you know, they can show where they're from and show who they really are, and it makes people more open as well. So, you know, if I've never heard of I don't know, Portuguese culture, I can get to know it, or vice versa. Like I can show people what it's like to be Polish and to be that third culture kid, which is when you moved from one country to another and you kind of like have two cultures merged into one.
Yeah,
that's who I am.
I think that sounds amazing. I think that's amazing. I think, like you say, I think AUB, like in terms of its like cultural richness, like you said, there's people from everywhere. So I think like trying to work towards celebrating that more and making that more visible is definitely something to look forward to. I think that's a really lovely idea.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, on top of that, another thing that I feel really, really passionate about is because, you know, I'm a Raising and Giving president right now. Phoebe's going to be on next year, which is very exciting because she's going to be great. She's going to do so well. I just want to bring, I mean, because, you know, in third year, people have to fundraise for their grad shows. Yeah. And a lot of people are just kind of pushed into doing it without any prior experience, or they rely on people that might know a little bit about fundraising, and that just puts a lot of pressure. And you know, I just feel like people need to have those workshops, need to have people to teach them and how to do it and what to do. I just feel like that's really, really important.
I think that's a really good idea. I think definitely. I think if you're someone who hasn't like had much experience with raising money for like bigger events or for charity and things, to suddenly have to raise a bit of money for your grad show is quite a big undertaking, especially if you're not used to working in a team as big as your entire cohort. So obviously you're doing it with all of you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I had a great time fundraising for my grad show until, you know, obviously it was still just not going now, you know, so well. But I you know, it was a lot of fun, but it was still really, really challenging because I have that fundraising experience, but at the same time, it's just such a big group. It was so hard to kind of control everything and make sure everything was running smoothly. It was just so much. And especially at the same time, I was, you know, in charge of RAG and also doing my degree, and it was just all like,
So I think having workshops, like maybe for that, would be really useful next year. I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah, gonna get some people from the field, from different charities that we're friends with, and maybe come in and talk about their experience with fundraising and how they've tackled it and what's successful and what's not. Because it's so easy to plan an event, but it's really, really hard to execute it.
Yeah, I think that's really insightful. I think I'm looking forward to that. It'd be really good. I'm keeping an eye on things while I'm back. All right, so with that, obviously you're in third year like Louise is, working towards your hand-in, which is soon. So what are you doing to kind of balance your work and your relaxing time with your downtime? How are you managing the isolation?
So I'm very different from Louise. I try to stick to a schedule, and usually that doesn't work because I might feel a little bit more organized, but I feel very anxious about sticking to every single point at the exact same time. So I like to work very sporadically, because sometimes I feel really energetic in the evening, sometimes I feel really hyper in the morning, and when I feel most alive, that's when I do all my work. So, for example, today I felt really, really, you know, happy and like energized when I woke up. I tidied my kitchen. I like cleaned my room. I did some uni work. I even had time to like watch some Netflix, and I feel good. But I know this evening I will most likely chill. But some other days I, you know, just chill most of the morning, and in the evening I'm just like, you know what, I'm feeling productive now. Like at like midnight, and I don't care if it's that late because it's not like we're going anywhere. And I feel like as long as you're doing the work you need to do. You're fine. You know, if sticking to a schedule is going to help you, that's completely cool. That's the way you're working. But for me, I'm a lot more sporadic than that. I can't stick to a schedule that well.
I think it's really good to kind of have that thing though, where you make a list. You know, okay, these are the things that I need to do. And I'm going to do them at some point in the day, but I'm not going to put any pressure on myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I have a to-do list, and you know, at the end of the day, I want all of these done. But the way I'm going to do them, it's up to me. Yeah,
I think that's a really good way of doing it. And I think, like you say, it kind of takes away that anxiety of, oh my God, it's 2 o'clock and I haven't done these things yet.
Yeah, and it kind of sets you behind because you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to do anything anymore because I've already missed like 3, to do things, and there's no point.
It's like that thing that we're all guilty of, isn't it? When you're like, okay, it's 1:30 now. I'll start work at 2, and then it gets to 5 minutes past 2, and you're like, I'll start at 3, and it just like pushes.
Yeah.
So I think actually like being flexible with yourself, I think is actually quite a good way of managing your tasks.
Yeah,
That's
for
good.
Sure.
So what do you do in your downtime? So obviously you've had the day, or do you so if you do them more sporadically, do you work your downtime like throughout the day?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, before, when the whole lockdown thing started, I used to go running a lot, and I started yoga, and I was going on bike rides. But on one of those bike rides, I have fractured my wrist.
Can't be doing this. We need you in one piece for your role next year, Kam.
Yeah. So it's, I can't really do any of this anymore, and I rely a lot on sports. So for me, it was quite a shock, and it was quite a change of life not to do any exercise, because I've also had a suspected fracture in my elbow, so my elbow's in a lot of pain as well. So most of like physical activity is just out the window, and I just can't. So I've been mainly going on walks to the beach. I have been trying to just like I procrastinate by being quite productive, so I like to clean my room and clean the kitchen and the bathroom. I mean, my boyfriend isn't complaining. I'm just keeping everything clean because I just enjoy it. And I just love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Honestly, I've watched every season on repeat for the past 3 years, and I haven't got bored of it still. So that's my way of kind of relaxing.
I think it's nice to have like a series that you're enjoying and looking forward to. Like for example, this weekend, I think it was on Saturday morning. Like I kid you not, I think I woke up at like 9:30. I call that a lie, and it kind of says everything about my age. And so I was like, okay, Avatar, need to like finish season 2 today.
Like you must.
Like that's my task today. I must finish Avatar. I've actually finished watching the whole thing this weekend, and I actually call that being quite productive. So, but it's nice.
And that is, you know what? It's all down to like what you feel like on the day. It's like, you know what, today I'm going to do this, and it might not be as productive, but I don't care. Like,
looks like we've got someone calling you out saying that you used to be so messy.
Yeah, my housemate from last year. No, I was really messy. Like I think this year has changed me completely.
I think it's it's nice having that balance, because if you've got like a space that you're enjoying being in and it's tidy, it kind of helps that it kind of reflects inside a little bit more. So
no, it really does. Especially that I'm spending so much time inside. If it's messy, it's just I can't do it. Yeah. And Jordan, inspired by your Instagram, I've ordered loads more plants as well. So I'm waiting for my delivery, and I'm really excited because I feel like I'm becoming a little plant mum, which is great.
Yeah, honestly, like obviously there's none in the shop, but there's something like 60 odd plants in this flat. I mean, one of them's here. This one's done. I think these are the things that help me decompress. I like to water them, tell them that they're really nice.
Just have a little chat with them. I only have one. Her name's Lisa.
Oh, nice. No, very nice.
Thank you.
That's really useful. So, like, obviously, you kind of have your exercise, you go for walks, you kind of, like, manage your space, and that kind of helps you feel, like, decompressed. But what about music? Do you listen to any music, like, when you, like, decompress or anything?
Yeah. So, when I'm feeling energetic, I listen to... Okay, so I'm just going to start off by saying... my music taste is so varied, it's scary. I listen to when I'm energetic, I like to listen to Grimes and Cardi B and Offset.
Nice.
But when I'm like, just working and I want some music in the background, I like to listen to a lot of classical music or piano music. So I really recommend Alexis French, because his piano pieces just make me cry.
Ooh, nice.
And everything Lana Del Rey, always a babe.
Always.
Lana Del Rey. And what else? I actually read them down because I was like, oh my god, I don't know. And I was looking through my Spotify, like, what do I listen to the most? Oh, and I like Rosalia, which is like a Spanish music artist as well. I don't know, just loads of different songs. When I'm working though, I don't like to have any songs with lyrics.
I'm the same, the exact same.
Because I end up singing along, and then I'm not focusing on the work, and I just get really confused.
Yeah.
So I like classical music, piano music. Just something mellow and nice.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely the same because usually I don't know how Louise does it, but when I'm listening to music and it's got lyrics, I'll either like start singing it, and there's nothing worse than when you're writing an email and you start writing the lyrics down and you're like,
oh my god.
Like, I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I have.
Oh my god, I can't imagine. I hope you didn't send that.
I didn't. It was this close. I managed to catch it just. But yeah, that's really good to know. Yeah, gonna have to work on that. It's so easily done. But yeah, I think it's good to know that. So you have like music for like different moods. So if you're working, you listen to stuff that doesn't have lyrics and is a bit more slower, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then like when you're feeling like, okay, I need like a buzz, I'm gonna listen to some Cardi B or grime music.
This is like Spanish music, and I walk to the beach and I pretend like I'm in Spain, you know, because I won't be going on holiday this year, so I can pretend.
Pretend. Honestly, I think like for this live stream, I nearly like put on my Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses because I was like, I need like to coax the sun out of the cloud today.
Oh, please.
Like, please, sunshine. But I think it's really good for like keeping up like the positive energy is like having the music that you know that you enjoy. So like for example, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is I put on like some music that I enjoy listening to.
Yeah, that's important.
So there's this artist that I've recently got into, I'll say recently, like a few months, called Sona Jabate, and she's a Gambian singer.
Okay.
And there's an instrument, I can't think what it's called, but I'll try and find it, where it looks like a really like tall guitar, but you have it in front of you instead of like on the side. And it's a beautiful instrument, and the music is like amazing. So we'll try and
that's really cool.
Yeah. So in terms of tips for anyone, so what's one thing that you'd recommend for someone who maybe was struggling to find the balance between work and finding downtime?
That they don't have to stick to a schedule, because that can create so much anxiety, because I had to learn it, my own way. You have to find your own way to kind of doing what you need to do. Sometimes going through a list is not the one, and that's okay. As long as you get the things you need to do done your way, that's good. You just need to find your way.
I think that's a really good tip. And also, if you're like wondering so this is for our viewers, if you're wondering about ways to maybe work out what way suits you best, so there are some resources that are on our Instagram, and you can see our blogs, and we've got some top tips on how to kind of get yourself into that mindset. But also remember that having a break is just as important as doing your work, because they go hand in hand. If you don't do one, like you end up burning yourself out, and you don't want to do that, especially with deadlines coming up. It's important to take breaks, so make sure that you are doing those things. Well, I think that's everything. Thank you for joining. Thank you for jumping in.
Thanks so much.
Good luck with your hand in.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Awesome. So hopefully you guys enjoyed episode 6 or installment 6, whatever you want to call them. It's really up to you. I don't mind. But also, if you have any tips that you want to share about what you're doing in your downtime and you want to share them, or if you've got music that you think people really like listening to, or the music that you listen to when you're trying to enjoy your downtime or walking to the beach, for example, like Cam, then do let us know, send us a message, and we can try and put something together where we can share all of that information. But yeah, for now, thank you for joining in. We'll be back next week, and hopefully Stella will be here, and Stella can